Hey everyone, welcome back to Rush SPT. This is the third video in the series about the transition from undergrad to professional studies in PT school. So the topic of this video is the time component and how that changes from undergrad to PT school. So first I want to draw the difference in that undergrad, you're usually in class for maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 hours a day. And those classes only meet maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes even once a week. So that is vastly different from a schedule in professional school if it's like mine where we were in school from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening for the first couple of semesters and even some days now. So why does that matter? You might have heard this before. My academic advisors told me in undergrad, for each hour that you're spending in class, you should spend at least an hour, maybe 2 hours outside of class, really committing what you learned to memory and seeing how it applied to what you were learning in the course. So that luxury is no longer with you when you get to PT school and you're in class for 8 hours a day. So those lectures and labs, you're learning all day. There's not 8 more hours in the day to go home, reflect on all of that material, and really commit it to memory. So how do you become successful? How do you get through those tough scenarios when you're in class for all that time and you still have to study? I want to bring up a couple points that I've really had success with, and hopefully it'll help you as far as how to manage your time and how to make the most of it in PT school. So the first one is in-class learning, and that's really subcategorized into 2 points. The first being that you really have to hang on every word the professor teaches. So in undergrad, I would go to class for the attendance points and really let the material stack up, and then come finals time I'd be cramming, self-guiding my studies, self-teaching the material without ever really learning from the expert, the professor that taught the material. So that's the first thing, and really hanging on every word to take notes, whether you've already been given the outlines or not, via PDFs or PowerPoints. Still add in those notes that you're finding important as your professor goes through, because many times they'll leave either blanks or leave vague topics that you have to fill in the important information for. So the second part of the taking advantage of in-class time is being prepared for class. So many times the outlines are posted days, weeks, maybe even months before the professor presents the material. So if you have a lab in the afternoon, maybe that morning or evening at lunch, look over the material. Be familiar with it so when you are seeing demonstrations by the professor, you're able to better familiarize yourself with what he's doing and get more practice of the psychomotor tasks in class with the professor's feedback. So that's really 2 ways to take advantage of your in-class time and be more successful. The second thing that I've had success with is really planning my study times. So like I said, you're in class for 8 hours a day. You can't just go straight home and hit the books for 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, go to bed at 12, 1 o'clock. I've found success with planning out when I'm going to study, for what course, on what day, and it's really held me accountable to getting through material. So not saying you have to plan one course every day or that you have to get through every course you learned on that same day, but really planning out when you want to have time to set aside for studying. So you're still leaving yourself time to go work out if you want to do some hobby, to catch up on Netflix, whatever it may be to give you a break from the studies. But you're still being accountable to the work you have to get done. So those are a couple of points that I've had success with and I wanted to present. If you have any questions of what some of my classmates may have done or how their study habits may differ from mine, please let me know. Tell me what you've had success with. And stay tuned, we have 2 more videos in this transition series.